Hi guys, my name is Sharvin Nalaki Kalaselvan. In this video, I am going to do a demonstration for problem based task 2, which is PBT2. PBT2 is about first hop redundancy protocol or FHRP. Okay, in part 1, we have to design and build network. So I am going to show my topology and addressing table. First we come to topology. Okay, as you can see, we got three router which is each are connected to each are connected with serial interface, and got one loopback interface which is in R2, and R1 and R3 got switches, and all the three rotors LAN in three rotors got each PC, so it's total 3 PC. Okay, let's come to physical topology. Okay, as you can see, this is my physical topology here. Okay, wait, I move it. Okay, physical topology here got three PCs as you see in a logical topology. Okay, if we zoom in, okay, you can see three rotors and the two switches. These are the connection between routers, serial interface cable, and these are the connection between routers and router 2 and PC, and these are the connection between the PC router and the switch, and the switch to the PC. Okay, okay, now let's come to the addressing table. As you can see, I got 1 2 3 7 eight devices in the addressing table. The first device is interface gigabit 0/1. Got the IP address of this 10.222.31.1 and the subnet mask. And the interface for serial, this is the interface of serial 0/0/0, and the IP address subnet mask. And as you can see in R2, got gigabit internet interface serial 0/0/0, serial 0/0/1, and loopback interface. Each are the These are the IP address for the each interface, IP address and subnet mask for the each interface. Okay, as you can see, this is the router 3 and the interfaces of router 3, and uh, these are the IP address of the interface, which is gigabit 0/1, this IP and subnet mask. And this is the IP for serial 0/0/1 and the subnet mask. Okay, as you can see, in switch, the interface is VLAN 99, and the switch 3 also configured with interface VLAN 99. Okay, these are the IP address for the each switch. This is the IP for switch 1. This is the IP for switch 3. The subnet mask for the switch 3, and the subnet mask for the switch 1 interface VLAN 99. Okay, okay. The PC1, PC2, and PC3 are all configured as a DHCP, so it will automatically request the IP address. Okay, now let's see our VLAN table. Here got two VLANs configured, VLAN 10 and VLAN 99. You can see the VLAN 10 name is assigned as red, and the VLAN 99 is management. Okay, the VLAN 10 is switch port accessed by the uh, fast Ethernet 0/6 in switch 1 and fast Ethernet 18 in switch 3, to make sure the connection between each switches are successful. Okay, that's why we are configure uh, two two interfaces of each switches in the same VLAN. Okay, and you can see in VLAN 99 the interface is configured as a IP for switch 1 and switch 3. Okay, now we are done our part 1, which is about design and build network. Let's continue to the part 2. Okay, in part 2 I'm going to show you guys the basic configuration. Okay, okay, this you can see this is my banner MOTD here, and the first password is asked is console password. Okay, the console password is class. Okay, enable. When we press we give command enable to enter to prefix mode, we have to give enable password that we are assigned. Enable password is Cisco. Okay, we are successfully enter the prefix mode of R1. Okay, and now we see the configuration of R1 by giving show run command. Okay, you can see uh, the host name is R1. The enable password is Cisco. You can see here. If we go down, you can see the banner MOTD here as we assign, and the console password here, which is line con01, which is indicate to console line password. Okay, give and we also given login and login synchronized in line console 0. Okay, okay, you can see the secure remote access is configured. You can see the IP domain name ccnasecurity.com and the SSH version 2. Okay, you can also see the no IP domain lookup is given. These are the local account, which is got username of admin and the password of admin01. Okay, I also assign uh, line vty04 and give password login local and transport input SSH to it. Okay, now let's see our DHCP. Okay, let's see in DHCP. So to see our DHCP, you have to give show IP DHCP pool. As you can see here our DHCP pool name is pool R1 and total letters are 63, 62 and list are 1, excluded is 1. Excluded one means uh, when we give our network for the LAN in DHCP, it will uh, exclude the exclude the interface gigabit interface which is connected from router 1 to the PC and give the remaining address to the DHCP to uh, decide themselves which IP they gonna give in the uh, which device. As you can see, the IP range is 10.222.31.1 and 10.222.31.62 is my IP range for this DHCP pool R1. Okay, you can see by giving command show run command also. Okay, okay, this is my I give excluded answer to make sure I'm if any devices are connected to the router, it will make sure I use up IP between these. So the DHCP configured in the PC, sorry, DHCP which is requesting IP to the PC will not interrupt with the IP or interrupt with the IP. Okay, This is the configuration I done here. IP DHCP pool R1. The network I configured. This is my network for the R1 LAN. Okay, this is a default router which is a IP of a gigabit Ethernet 01, which is con which is connecting to S1. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys about router RIP. Show IP route to see. Okay, give R comment here. Okay, R comment here is indicate the router RIP that I configured in this uh, problem based task 2. You can see this is the first network which is indicates the R2 network, R2 lane. This is the lane indicate to R R3. This is, I think this is the IP which in a network which is indicates to uh, network between R2 and R3. So you can see the IP the IP which this information are gathered from. This is the IP where the information are gathered from, and the time and the which serial it's used to gather the information. Okay, you can give also the show run command to see. Okay, this is the router RIP version 2 and the passive interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1. The network I assigned the router RIP and no auto summarization command. Okay, so the router RIP is will known as IP routing protocol. Okay, now I'm going to show the interfaces I configured it. IP, so I have to give show IP interface uh, IP interface brief. Okay, the interfaces I assigned with, this is the serial interface 0/0/0 and the interface for IP for interface gigabit 0/1. The status is up, the protocol is also up. Okay, now let's move on to SVI, which is a switch virtual interface. We go to S1. Password is enable password. Console and password. Now we have to give the enable password. Okay, we have to give show IP interface brief. Okay, you can see the interface VLAN 19, which is connected uh, for which is the IP for switch 1, and the status is up, the protocol is also up. Okay, here the fast ethernet 0/6 is up because the uh, interface interface of fast ethernet 0/6 is connected to PC1, 0/5 is connected to router 1, and fast ethernet 0/3 is connected to S3. Okay, okay, that's all in my part 2 about configure basic configuration. Okay, let's move on to uh, configure FHRP. Okay, FHRP I configured in R1 and R3. So if you want to see the FHRP, you have to show uh, so okay, FHRP is configured in R1 and R3. So I'm gonna show how I configure it. Show to see HSRP, you have to give show standby command. You can see it. Okay, I at the same time I show the configuration in FHRP configuration in R3 also. Okay, in console password is class enable enable password is Cisco. Okay, show stand by. Okay, you can if you want to see if you want to see the HSRP configuration in like a small like how oh, like see the active router virtual IP priority like that only. We have to give show standby brief. Okay, as you can see here like that. Okay, I also give R1 show standby brief. Okay, okay, you can see in R1 the gigabit ethernet 0/1 and the group is 1 version 2. You can see also same as here, but the state in here is active and the state as here is standby. Okay, the virtual IP is 10.222.31.254, same as the configured in same sorry configured in R3. Okay, and the actual active virtual address local virtual MAC address. Okay, and you can see the preemption is enabled in R1 and active router is local and the standby router IP is showing up. You can see the IP is 10.222.31.129 and the priority is 150. We have configured it. Okay, you can see in R3 the preemption is disabled. Active router is shown the R1 interface gigabit 0/1 which is 10 IP is 10.222.31.1 and the standby router is local and the priority is not given, so it take the default number as 100. Okay, now we see the same information but in they give they give the show standby brief information in simplify format, so we can uh, easily figure it out. You can see the interface group, the priority and the preempted you can see the P indicates to configure to preempted. State is active, active is local, the standby address and the virtual IP. You can see the R in R3, the interface, the group, the priority is a default which has 100. The preempt is not given, so they not given the P here. The state is standby. The active is shown the interface of gigabit 0/1 in R1. The standby is local and the virtual IP is same as R1 10.222.31.254. Okay, and that's all in my part 3 configure about FHRP. Let's move on to part 4. Sorry, here given part 5. Test configuration. Okay, let's test the IP between each devices. Okay, I make sure that I give the SSH because the SSH is configured in each every router and switches excepted PC. PC is not given SSH. Other than that, the switch and router devices are all given SSH. So I am gonna give first we see PC1, PC2, and PC3 is is a successful requesting DHCP or not. see it. Okay, you can see the PC1 DHCP request is successful. Let's move on to PC2. Okay, the PC2 also same. The DHCP request is successful here. Let's see the last PC here, PC3. You can see the DHCP request is successful, also successful in the PC3 here. Okay, now I'm going to SSH to the all IP address in the interface. Let's use PC1. Okay, SSH option L admin. Okay, first I have to give R1 IP for R1 gigabit 0/0, sorry, 0/1 interface IP 31.1. You can see. Okay, the password. Okay, the password is given and the SSH is successful. Okay, exit from it. Let's give the serial interface in R1 181.90.31.181. Okay, let's give the password. Here you can see the interface is successful connecting the SSH. Okay, exit from here. Okay, let's see for R2 SSH optional admin 10.222.31.65. Okay, okay, the SSH to gigabit 01 in router 2 is successful. Exit from it. Okay, now we give interface for serial 0/0 in R2 90.31.182. Okay, password is admin01. Okay, the DHCP the SSH is successful. Exit, give command exit. Okay, now let's SSH to the serial interface 0/0/1 in R2 153.174.31.141. Sorry, 141. Okay, password is wrong. Okay, so successful connecting SSH. Okay, let's exit from it. Okay, let's give the last interface IP for interface loopback 1 in R2. Okay, SSH option N admin 290.165.200.225. Okay, admin 01 01. Okay, you can see the connection is successful. Okay, let's move on to R3. Okay, okay, SSH option N admin 10.222.31.129. Okay, password admin01. You can see the is successful. Exit from it. Let's give the IP for serial 0/0/1 in R3. Okay, SSH optional admin 153.174.31.142. Okay, Okay, you can see SSH between all the routers are successful. Now let's move on to remaining two, which is switch 1 and switch 2. Admin admin 10.222.31.2, which is IP for S1. Admin 01 admin 01. Okay, the SSH is successful. Okay, let's give the IP for the last device, which is switch 3. Okay, SSH admin 10.222.31.130. Okay, password is admin 01. You can see the S3 also successfully connecting using SSH. So this means all the interfaces for each devices are successfully connecting SSH. So sorry, when SSH is successfully connecting, that means the ping also successful between the each interface and each devices. Okay, that's all in my presentation of problem based task 2 about first hop redundancy protocol, which is FHRP. Okay, that's all from mine. Thank you very much.